So I wanted to show you the cards that jumped out, just in case any of those resonated with you. Your underlying energy, we have the King of Cups. This is a card that speaks to being on top of your emotions, not letting the waves that are getting quite turbulent. This is not letting them get to you. Okay, this is not tipping this guy off the throne at all. So this is a card that is speaking about not getting your feathers ruffled. Okay, I've mentioned in the videos I've recorded before that we are in the middle of, well, we're not in the middle, we're at the beginning of a Mercury retrograde, and some things may be coming out of people's mouths, or text messages or computer emails. They may be sending messages or speaking in a manner that is harsher than intended, or more sarcastic than intended, or lacking the emotion that you would think they should have. So just know that, stay on top of your emotional game. Okay, Cancer, don't let this miscommunications that are more than likely going to happen, don't let that ruffle your feathers. This is definitely a water sign card. Definitely Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So, this is representing you. You are at the top of your game this month, and that's what's going to ribbon through the rest of these, next 31 days, or 30 days, rather. So, with this as underlying energy, let's see what we've got. We're starting off the month. I have to say, even before I introduce the cards, there's a very sort of muted energy happening with the color scheme. And I know you can't see it very well, but it's very muted, very pastelish, very sort of subdued, okay, almost misty. So we're starting off the month with the Knight of Cups, okay? This is an offering of emotional support. This is an offering of love. This is somebody coming to your rescue, so to speak, in a sense that just when you had given up hope, there's somebody that comes to sort of lift your spirits. Knight of Cups also speaks to going with the flow of things, and maybe just sort of stepping out and not entertaining, but like going out and going with the flow, in that, don't keep yourself at home. You're a water sign. This is a water sign card. You got to keep moving. You have to keep flowing. Water that sits still gets stagnant. So, continue to move, continue to flow, see where you land. This Knight of Cups coming in as an offering of love and of support emotionally. This could be you offering someone that, or it could be somebody coming into your life offering that. This could also be, a job opportunity that comes into your world, and you find that it's exactly what you've been missing. It's that, it's that emotional connection that you had been longing for. Some jobs are great jobs because they provide a sense of stability as far as finances go. Some jobs are, that that perfect fit with your schedule. Maybe you have elderly parents to take care of, or children to take to school, or whatever. But then there are the jobs that fulfill you emotionally, like it taps into your heart, right? And so this could be an offering that's going to, an offer that's going to come in at the beginning of the month. And it's going to tug at your heartstrings. It's going to be exactly what you're wanting. Again, this could be job, this could be a relationship, this could be, just a kind word. And again, you can do this for others as well. You can offer that emotional support, that love. You can give that sort of shoulder to cry on. You can be that person that says, let's just let this one roll off and move forward. So that's what you have for the beginning of the month. So far, Cancer, so good. Mid-month, we have the Lovers card. I want to show you close up. Sorry for all the jiggling around. I just want to show you close up how similar these two cards are in their color scheme. And then when I get to the lower cards, I'll show you that as well. But mid-month, we have the Lovers card. And the Lovers speaks to making a decision. And that decision is to be made by using your heart, not your head. Obviously, this could pertain to a romantic relationship, okay? Just by the name of the card itself. However, this could be a union, a partnership, a business partnership. This could be having to make a decision regarding a family member. This could be, again, I feel compelled to say elderly family members. Perhaps they need some in-house care, and you have to figure out, is it in their best interest to keep them, at their home where they want to stay, or is it best for them to live with you, where you can keep an eye on them, or is it best to go to a facility where there are trained professionals? Okay, so a lot of times when this card comes up, this decision that needs to be made, using your using your heart, not your head, it's not an easy decision. Okay, this isn't willy-nilly. This is definitely going to affect many people profoundly. So mid-month, Cancer, it looks like you've got some soul searching to do, to say the least. And with the King of Cups ribboning it through the month for you, try not to be on the side of emotion when you're doing this decision making. Okay? Stay on top of your emotional game. Don't get overly emotional. Don't get too sentimental. Yes, tap into your heart, but also not to the point where you're just blubbering. Okay? Good decisions won't be made in that state. By the end of the month, you have the energy of Temperance. And Temperance is that card that speaks about mixing things together that don't normally mix well. Okay? Oil and water, fire and water. This is a card of knowing your limits. This is going back to the drawing board. This is reworking the recipe. This is figuring out that balance between, again, using your heart and using your head. Okay? Here we see that there's guidance, okay, from above helping with this decision. This is also guided, okay? This is a healing card. This is a card of alchemy. This is making it work. This is knowing that these two things don't necessarily work well together, but you're going to make it work, okay? This is tempering. You do know that tempering, like for instance, tempering of steel can make it stronger, but if it's over-tempered, it can make it brittle, okay? So this is finding that balance, that equal mix, that perfect, the perfect proportion of one thing to add to the next to make things mix together harmoniously. Okay, so it looks like you've got quite a bit ahead of you, Cancer, in the form of, making things sort of blend. Okay, now the help coming to you, we have the Five of Cups. This is a card of sometimes referred to as crying over spilled milk, but this is a card of sadness and regret, and this is a card that speaks to feeling disappointed, okay? Not seeing that there are still two cups standing, that there are still two cups full. It's sort of dwelling on what has passed, what has already spilled. It's a heartfelt disappointment. Now, with this coming to you as a help, this speaks about looking at what has come to pass, even though it was disappointing. I feel like coming as a help for you, this would just be seeing it and acknowledging it. Okay? There are still two cups full. There are still opportunities. There are, not all is lost. There is still, the sun's coming up behind her. Okay? So that's coming as a help. The disappointment that has happened is a past disappointment. Okay? So as a help to you, for future references, that disappointment isn't going to be there. Not in that way. This also speaks to not fitting in one way or another. This is the mermaid sitting on the rock. She's not all human and she's not all fish, so she doesn't really belong in the water or on land. Okay, so coming as a help to you, this might be knowing how your differences, knowing that you don't fit in, that you can't be put in a box, that you can't be labeled as one thing or another, that's coming as a help to you, because that may in fact be exactly what you need to find that perfect alchemy, that that to rework that recipe. I'll show you these three cards. Look at the color scheme. It's like incredibly similar. Although I feel like this coming as a help to you has a little more intensity behind it. Yeah, I think celebrating your differences, celebrating the fact that you aren't able to fit in necessarily in one group or the other, is a help to you in however that plays out. I would love to know. Let me know how that works for you, Cancer. And again, another cup card representing you. This is something very personal. Okay, so this is a deep-seated disappointment. Okay, this is a deep-seated sort of almost identity conflict. Okay, this isn't just a mundane, everyday thing. This is deep water. Okay. Again, stay on top of your game, because this is coming as a help to you. So that deep-seated disappointment, that deep-seated emotional conflict, that's going to help you. Okay? Now, what will challenge you this month is the energy of Knight of Swords. It's not This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. A bit impetuous, spews truth whether it hurts or not, and the challenge is he's looking right at you. Okay. This is also, as an air sign card, communications. And as I've mentioned before, Mercury is in retrograde until the 30th, the very end of the month. So your challenge might be communicating what it is you need to communicate about. Whether it's about this situation, whether it's about this situation, whether it's about this, or making things right there. Your challenge is going to be about communicating. And with the King of Cups as your underlying energy threading its way through the month, I feel like the challenge would then also be to keeping your emotions out of it. King of Cups doesn't get overburdened with emotions. He's very loving and caring. But when the challenge is the Knight of Swords, the challenge might be that information is coming in too quickly, or you spoke too soon, or you hit send and you didn't mean to. There's a challenge in communications. The challenge may also be, again, that something comes off a little more harsh than you intended, or perhaps you receive information that is more harsh than it was intended to be received. This is a pretty cutthroat energy, so you are either going to have to embrace this energy, and that will be a challenge, or you will be on the receiving end of this energy, and of course that would be a challenge as well. Now, ending the month, what you're left with, we have the Strength card. This is beautiful and speaks very much to what I like to call focused patience. This is a card of vulnerability, a card of trust. This is not force. This is inner strength. This is the strength not to use force. This is the strength to sit quietly. This is the strength that it takes not to move. Okay, this is a very patient and focused card. This is energy that sometimes I feel like with a yoga pose even, you have that, you get into the position. For any of those, guys and gals out there who have done this, you get into the position and it's okay, that's comfortable, and then, you have to breathe through it, and all of a sudden, your legs are shaking and your arms are shaking or whatever, and your instructor's like, nope, keep breathing, hold position. This is hold position. Okay, this is breathing through it. You want to move, but you're not going to. And it takes inner strength to do that. So know that by the end of the month, you will have found something inside of you that you maybe didn't know was there. This is a strength that is not, this isn't muscle strength. This isn't forceful. This isn't putting anything over on anybody else. This is enduring inside that which needs to be endured.